We begin with the Trump administration's ongoing efforts to end the wars in Ukraine and Gaza. President Donald Trump says he intends to shorten the 50-day deadline given to Russian President Vladimir Putin to reach a deal. He told reporters, quote, he's very disappointed in Putin. In addition, Trump expressed concern over the worsening humanitarian situation in Gaza. For the very latest, let's check in with White House correspondent Owen Jensen. Owen.
Eric, good evening to you. Earlier, President Donald Trump gave Russian President Vladimir Putin until early September to make a deal to end the fighting. Now it's been moved up to early August. Here's the explanation.
I'm going to make a new deadline of about 10 or 12 days from today. There's no reason in waiting. There's no reason in waiting. It's 50 days. I want to be generous, but we just don't see any progress being made.
In Scotland, while meeting with British Prime Minister Keir Starmer, President Donald Trump also tells reporters that when it comes to conversations he's had with Russian President Vladimir Putin, too often the result has been this.
All I know is we'd have a good talk, and it seemed on, let's say, 3 occasions, it seemed that we were going to have a ceasefire and maybe peace, and you divide it up and you do whatever you have to do, that obviously to get to the end. And all of a sudden, missiles are flying into Kiev and other places. And I say, what's that all about?
As the war in Ukraine drags on and more funerals for soldiers are held, President Trump wants peace efforts to make progress by August 7th to August 9th. President Trump also spoke out about the war in Gaza. He says the U.S. will help make sure food gets to the Palestinians.
We can save a lot of people. I mean, some of those kids that's real starvation stuff. I see it. And you can't fake that. So we're going to be even more involved.
The British Prime Minister calls it a humanitarian catastrophe.
The situation on the ground in Gaza is absolutely intolerable, and I think that certainly speaking for the British public and myself, seeing those images of starving children in particular are revolting.
President Trump urging Israel to ensure food reaches people, noting that the U.S. and other nations are providing aid, but stressing that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu must manage its distribution. President Trump also blames Iran for meddling in the ceasefire negotiations.
Iran's been sending out bad signals, I'll tell you. For a country that just got wiped out, they've been sending very bad signals, very nasty signals, and they shouldn't be doing that.
About 20 living hostages remain in Gaza, and President Trump blames Hamas for stealing food and aid. And the president also mentioned the U.S. plans to open food centers in Gaza. At the White House, Owen Jensen, EWTN News Nightly.